Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, I can't really tell if it was a good morning for me or not yet. My Cincinnati Reds and Washington National bets have been returned to me, which is fantastic because I was going to lose every single one of them aside from the Jesse Winker single prop unless Cincinnati and Washington started hitting the ball like crazy and the right guys hitting the ball. So today, obviously, with the double headers, it makes it very difficult to play player props unless they're playing 9 inning games. That's how we maximize at bats. There are some matchups that I have identified, obviously, so you don't have to go through it all yourself. What's going on, Rob Crawford? Welcome on in. And hopefully I can verbalize it in a way that you can retain and not have to look it up later yourself. So we're going to go right to the Mets and the Rockies. So obviously these are 7 inning games, but there are some matchup advantages. Charlie Blackmon in small sample sizes has had continued success. I do think that in game 2, the Blackmon, Hampson, and Trevor Story all hitting 300, all 15 more bats, and Hampson and Story each have a home run. Story has two. When it comes to the Mets in game 1, Jonathan Villar, he just does a really good job of hitting against this Rockies starting pitching um, quarry. And I think that he's going to continue to do that. He did have a double and single in the first game of the series. I expect him to do the same. I'm willing to take a shot on his double and single prop. What's up, Puzzler? Moving on to the Jays. In game 1, obviously, hold on, excuse me, I'm going to cough. Sorry about that. In game 1, obviously 7 innings once again. It's hard not to just take Vladdy because Vladdy is just hitting so well. Bo Bichette is getting on base and scoring runs, so his score a run prop on Bet365 is definitely going to have some interest for me. Vladdy single run home run over 1.5 bases. I feel like I have to play it all the time when he's this hot. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is the one guy that stands out that really hasn't had any kind of issues getting on base, hitting extra base hits, and hitting timely extra base hits. So I think that Gurriel is definitely someone that is going to have some value today if you decide to get involved in the 7 inning game. Over to the Philadelphia-Miami series, obviously we saw Rhys Hoskins have a very nice hit last night. Brad Miller was able to get on base and extend his hitting strengths against this National League East division so far this year. And Brad and Rhys both have advantages, small sample sizes, both batting over 400. Hoskins has a home run in 7 at-bats at 429, and Miller is hitting 405 at-bats. Moving on to the 12:30 game that I think is going to probably have the most value when it comes to betting hitter props is going to have to be the Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Listen, I've been trying to get on the Cubs and get on that big score where all my guys hit home runs and doubles, and I'm just cashing plus 300s and higher all over the place. It hasn't happened. Maybe today's the day. I like Nico Horner. I like Ian Happ. I like what they've done hitting wise. I like the consistency, and I like that the fact that they've been hitting singles. Singles are the easiest base hit to hit, and on Bet365, you get rewarded with plus money prices the majority of the time to take them. When I identify the Cubs, obviously the three guys are some of their big horses: Jock Peterson, Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant. All have 13 or more at bats, all batting 385 or higher. And Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo have home runs, Chris with 3, Anthony with 1. So right there, those three guys have instant value for singles and bases and potentially home runs with Chris Bryant, considering how hot he is and that he's on a hitting streak. Yeah, Marcus Semien has value in the first game against Domingo Germain. I think that he has a homer against him, but yeah, Marcus has been fantastic for the Jays, in my opinion, also. On the Pittsburgh side, there are 3 or 4 options. You can go with Jacob Stallings. You can go with Kevin Newman. I think that both of them are going to be able to go at least 1 for 4 today. It's just depending on what type of hit that 1 for 4 turns out to be. Adam Frazier is now on a 2-game hitless streak, and I don't think that he's that bad of a hitter to keep this going on. So I'm looking at Adam Frazier. He's hitting .462 in 26 at-bats and 2 home runs versus Hendricks, and Hendricks is on the road today, so not really seeing that home dominance that we're used to. Gregory Polanco, 348, 23 at-bats and 1 home run. Kevin Newman, 294, 17 at-bats. So in theory, there should be some hits by Pittsburgh today. Whether those turn into runs is a different story, and I leave that for the expert MLB side and total bettors. Moving on, Detroit and Cleveland. Listen, with Cleveland, I think that if you're looking at them, you probably just have to take the plunge, either go 1.5 bases on Luplo and Jose Ramirez, or go for their home run prop. They have a combined 5 home runs, and 3 for Ramirez, 2 for Luplo. So when I see that, listen, give me 4 bats or 3 bats versus starting pitcher. I'll take that. I'll take that gamble, because that's what you're doing essentially. You're gambling. In the San Diego-Milwaukee game, which has been very, very difficult for me because I've just been riding Tatis and riding Jay Cronenworth, haven't been rewarded at all. Tatis, though, has 3 at-bats and 1 for 3, so not really much for a case there. But my favorite props, I think, aside from obviously home run props with Tatis, are for Jay Cronenworth and Fernando Tatis to score runs. You can score a run off a walk. So guys that get a lot of hits, get walked a lot, those are the guys that I'm attracted to when it comes to run props. And guys like Bo Bichette, guys like Vladdy Guerrero, those guys are scoring the closest to 1 run a game. There aren't a lot of guys that you can be like, yeah, this guy is one of the starting 9 in the field, and then he also is scoring 1 run a game. I do find when I do deep research on team stats that there are some of the guys that bat in like the 7th, 8th, or 9th hole that aren't playing regularly but are playing when they're hot, and it's led to that stat correction where you can find a couple guys that have played in like 15 to 20 games that have scored a run. Moving on. All right, so game 2 of the Nats and Reds, that's going to be a full 9-inning game, so it falls into my privy. And I think that with the Nats, obviously Juan Soto, Trey Turner, and Jordy Mercer have the best batter versus pitcher success, all in small sample sizes, 10 at-bats or less, but Soto and Mercer each have a home run. And listen, Soto's hitting well every time that I get on him. He doesn't have a good game. Every time that I get off him, he does have a good game. So I'm trying to fucking nail that shit down and figure out his trend. With the Reds, listen, how do you go against Nick Castellanos and Jesse Winker? You're never going to take unders on them. You're definitely going to jump on these 2 guys because they're 2 of the top 5 overall hit leaders in the league. Like, when you look at Castellanos and you look at frickin' Winker, listen, Winker, he's frickin' has 55 hits in 40 games. Then you got Castellanos who has 60 hits in 42 games. I like that percentage. I like that fucking ratio. Obviously, my favorite ratio when it comes to something like that is fucking Isaiah Kinner-Falefa of Texas. The guy has 42 singles out of his 58 hits this year, and he has 58 hits in 51 games. So someone to keep in mind. Vladdy Guerrero's not far behind. 58 hits, 47 games. But he's had multiple multi-hit games where Falefa hasn't had as many. Another guy that definitely you should be looking at, Tommy Edman and Nolan Arenado in the St. Louis lineup. Both of them are almost getting 1 hit a game. Obviously, we know with Arenado, he's an over 1.5 base machine with his 27 extra base hits on the year. Just wish that he was hitting 300 because he would be on my list every day. But getting back to fucking Cincinnati, Castellanos definitely is a guy that can hit home runs. He's going to hit more home runs at home, than on the road. So you can attack him, runs, hits, bases, and doubles for your big plus money score. And with Winker, he's a home run hitter. So at home, on the road, you got to always be worried that he's going to fucking hit that first pitch fastball over the fucking fence. 24 fucking extra base hits in his 55, so not as big of a ratio as some of like the top hitters like Nolan Arenado, but still definitely a lot of value back in these Cincinnati Red hitters. Another guy aside from Winker and Castellanos is Eugenio Suarez. Not a good average, but he swings heavy, goes for home runs when he gets up there. And I do think that with the one home run that he has, he does have a little bit of value. All right, last three guys on the LA Angels: Justin Upton, David Fletcher. David Fletcher's been batting at the bottom of the lineup because he has been slumping. 467 though in 15 at bats versus starting pitcher today, and Justin Upton 308 with 13 at bats. I've had a difficulty with the Angels, so I probably will just stay away unless I'm getting on Ohtani. Kyle Seeger for Seattle. With Seeger, he does have a 500 average, 8 at bats, and 2 home runs. I tried to get on his home run prop yesterday, and I fucking crashed and burned. And I do think that I will get back on it today. Not as good as his brother, but definitely quality piece. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I got my little hitter prop video out before the boys fucking took over, Got to shout out Pub Sports Radio, doing it fucking big, doing it nice. Jimmy the Bag, fucking wonders and fucking awesome fucking videos from fucking Clint. The whole fucking panel, Big Show, fucking Billy, Nick, doing it fucking real. Loving those guys. But yeah. Never trying to fucking step on their toes. And shout out to the fucking K-prop guru, fucking Mr. David Sharpie, as he's known to his fucking friends. Fucking killing it with his fucking K-props. Mike Miner, 7 Ks. Bam, bam. Obviously, I do have some info on the last 7 days, but I didn't finish it in time for this, so maybe I'll be able to do another little video later, but chances are I won't because the game started at 12. As far as sides that I like for the MLB fade, I haven't really determined anything yet, so I'm just going to lay off. But I do think that the Yankees are going to win one of the 2 games. So if the Yankees win the first game, then I'll take the Jays the second game. I think that's been working a lot. Aside from that, that's about it. These are too old. I will say this, though, in that freaking whenever you're looking at Atlanta now, you really got to be throwing some consideration over to Austin Riley. Austin Riley is a double and home run hitting machine when he gets hits. And for hitter props, like, you don't have to go big and deep on him, but to fucking throw half a unit on his double and home run on a game-to-game basis, I think that you'll get paid off quite well in the long term over the course of the whole season. So, no Jose Altuve today, no JD Martinez, but we do have Adam Frazier. I will say this, my best bet of the day, is going to be fucking Adam Frazier. I haven't bet it yet because I still have a couple hours and it's not like the line's moving and fluctuating. This is the only book that you're going to be able to find his prop on. And let's see what it's juiced today because I didn't even think. When I looked at it, I thought that it would be juiced to minus 160. I was still willing to bet it. And let's see what it is. Minus 140. Okay, I'll take that. So Adam Frazier over half a single, minus 140. That's going to be my fucking best bet of the day. 462 average, coming into the game on an 0 for fucking I don't even know, 0 for 8 fucking streak. Yeah, no. Adam Frazier is going to fucking get a fucking single today. He has a 462 average against fucking Hendricks. Don't need him to hit a home run. Don't need to hit a double. Slap it the other way. Infield single if you have to. Adam Frazier, over half a single, minus 140. That's it for me. All right, well, thank you very much for fucking tuning in. Danny Betts, speaking of fucking pub sports, fucking GOOG fucking Mandem, fucking Ohio's finest, Danny Betts. Straight up, let's get these fucking cupcakes. All right, guys, just remember, when you're with the lady of the night, she's yours. Do what you want to her. Just don't beat her up, though. All right? Give her a burger, dip a chicken tender in honey, give her a nice cupcake, and then take some of her cupcake. Later.